Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Mikoto Fell in Love with Naruto. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto, well, brand new series to be exact, of What If Naruto was sent to a parallel multiverse. And enjoy that guys, over on Anime King 3. And if you're new, remember to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last where we left off, the group that consists of Naruto, Kiba, Shikamaru and Choji, they all just got promoted to Jounin, as all of them were out drinking, as Naruto had taken Ram out of the equation so he could get drunk, as both him and Kiba went on for a drinking contest, as Naruto and Kiba drank until they couldn't feel their face, as Kiba said something about him and girls, as Naruto was gonna prove him wrong. The group had went off as he was the only one left, as he saw someone at the bar as he made his way over there. He was so drunk that, well, he was speaking nonsense. She also looked a bit tipsy, but she was delighted when he said that he wanted to, well, hear about her day as she had told him. The next morning Naruto woke up, he was in her bed, as he didn't know where the hell he was. As he heard someone. Was she a single mom? As the person was gonna come in as he flashed away, as Naruto reappeared in his apartment, as he decided to get himself ready. Sasuke came by, as Sasuke missed the earlier celebration because he was out on a mission, as he invited Naruto over, as there's a few things that he wanted Naruto to get, as Naruto was happy to oblige. As Naruto met up with Kiba, and Kiba smelled the stench on him, as Naruto told him what happened. As Kiba couldn't believe it, he didn't even get to know the girl's name. After Naruto had finished, he had made his way to get a shower and return back. As he came back to the empty Uchiha compound, making his way towards the house, as Naruto was greeted by Sasuke as he came in. Naruto froze when he saw Mikoto, as it was Sasuke's mother that he's been with the other night. As he couldn't believe it as he just stood there. She greeted him normally, as they never met before. It seems like she didn't remember, and that was a plus for him, as they ate and they drank. The rain started to pour down hard. He could have teleported home, but she told him that he should stay, as she told him that she should take the guest room, which he did. He woke up in the night rather thirsty as he went out, only to find her standing there, as he was startled a bit, but she told him to calm down. She remembered, as Naruto was shocked by that. It was then that he found out how lonely she was, as Sasuke was always going on missions and she had no one left. Her friends, they were gone. As Naruto promised her that he would be there for her then, as she asked him if he really mean it, as he told her yes, she hugged him, as she pulled him along as she slept with him that night. They didn't do anything, they just went to sleep. The next morning they wake up, Sasuke was already gone. As Naruto knew that Sasuke was always going on missions, but this was a bit extreme, as he told her that he would be back soon, as he had to start going on missions soon, considering that he was now a Jounin. He was given a mission with Shikamaru as he had to go towards the sand, as they were doing a decoy mission. Someone has been spying on their route, so they were sent there to see who it was. On their way there, Naruto teased Shikamaru a bit about Temari. He then asked him how does it work after all, The both of them are in a long distance relationship. As Shikamaru told him that when they got together it was wonderful, beyond wonderful. So they made it work. As Naruto didn't know what it was, he knew that he liked to help people, but it seems like he really enjoyed helping Mikoto because he felt this feel in his chest when she thanked him. It was him helping her. It was gratitude, he figured. So yeah guys, so it's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the play, check it out for yourself, and yeah guys. Stay tuned for the rest of what is coming your way when you still begin this new episode. Let's get straight into it guys. The duo consisting of Shikamaru and Naruto reached the town before noon. It was a small town with locals and merchants doing their task. The two Konoha ninjas dropped the decoy at the location as they watched it for about 2 hours, as the both of them were getting rather annoyed for someone to come and grab the book, as Naruto was fidgeting, as he was the only one showing that he was outwardly annoyed, as they were on top of a roof. It was a great position, but he felt like he was being cooked, as the sun was hot. He was being fried like an egg on a skillet. Shikamaru was across from him, pretending to be an ordinary patient at a local bar, as they sandwich the dropping area. Some hours passed, as Naruto saw a group of men moving toward the spot, as Shikamaru radioed to him. "My 7 o'clock, you see them?" 3 unknowns. Haven't seen them before, Naruto confirmed. He was excited at the prospect of action. Hopefully, all this waiting will be worth it, and you'll be able to crack some skulls. Let's see where this goes. The moment he said that, they split into 2 groups, as 2 of them moved towards the bar where Shikamaru was, as he cut off the radio communication, as the last one stayed beside the well, as he was going through his bag for some supplies it seems. He pulled out his canteen and opened it, as he checked for liquid. The container was empty though, so he turned towards the well and started to reel up the water bucket. But the well had dried up years ago, and most of the regular visitors knew that. He dipped the canteen down into the bucket, and came up with a book and the canteen, as he took the book and stored it away, as he walked towards his companions at the bar, as Naruto noticed that Shikamaru was no longer at the bar. "Those are not the designated couriers," said Shikamaru, beside Naruto. "Definitely not, but they took the book. So you know what that means," said Naruto with a smile. "Let's wait for them to skip down. I don't want any civilians getting in the crossfire, in case things go south. That's my plan. I have a reverse summoning seal in the book. Once they get far enough, and they decide to take a little peek," as Naruto paused for dramatic effect. "Party time," he said with a smirk. "Good on you, but will that summon take me as well?" asked Shikamaru. "Not unless you wanted to. Even then, it can speed you out far enough for you to launch a sneaky attack." "Well, let's get to waiting then. I can't wait to watch the fireworks." "Me neither," said Naruto. As for the 3 men, they continued to walk until they reached a large cavern in the side of a stone formation. A drift of sand disguised the entrance. The trio felt confident there that they were safe. They sat around a small lamp, as the one that took the book had in his palms, as all of them were eager to see what secret the book contained. The leader flicked the cover back. He looked at the book with wide eyes. He blinked multiple times like he was trying to clear his eyes, his head moving back and front over the pages, as he flipped pages after pages after pages after pages. The 2 others grew worried at their boss' antics. "What does it say, boss?" It's... The boss was speechless. It's a bunch of penises," he said. "What? Let me see." One of them with the glasses said as he took the book. The man was shocked. "Hey, hang it over," as the fat one took it from him. It was really penises. Someone draw penises on every single page. "Hey, can I take a look?" a 4th man asked. Yeah, the fat man said as he handed over the book. As the 4th man looked over the pages. "Yeah, I do have to admit, it's not my best work." The fat man paused as he looked towards himself. Wait, 1. He looked towards his friend. 2. He then turned towards his boss. The 3 of them snapped their head to the side. "Oh, hi," said Naruto, as he waved towards him with a smile. The 3 men quickly pulled a weapon out of anger, as tips of blades were dangerously pointed towards the smiling blonde. "What? You don't like my art?" said Naruto as he placed a hand over his heart. "Boys, murder this fool," the leader said. They all tried to move, but they found themselves stuck in place. A voice then spoke up. "The more you move, the tighter it binds." So unless you want your gut to pop out of your body, I suggest you stop moving. The three stopped resisting the shadows. Their anger was replaced with fear instantly. Now that that is over with, let's take you guys to the sand. I'm sure they would like to deal with you three, troublemakers. The three men quivered. Each of them had spent time in the sand prison, and they didn't want to go back. The edge of Naruto's hand was the last thing they saw, as they were knocked unconscious. As Naruto pulled out 3 scrolls from his pouch, as he sealed each man away in one of his scrolls. What now? Well, now that there was actually a brief inter-information run, we're gonna have to report it to the Sun. So that's our next destination. Unless you want to go back to Konoha, I can handle it from here. I think I'll go with you, said Naruto. It's been a while since I visited Gaara. I also like to tell him about my promotion, said Naruto. Alright, let's go. As they got there, they greeted Gaara as they already knew of their mission. As the 3 prisoners were dropped off, this mission couldn't have gone smoother. Thank you, Naruto, said Shikamaru as they left the interrogation department. No problem, Shika. I'm glad things went as well as they did. I want to get home as soon as possible, anyway. Yeah, said Shikamaru. Hey, did you actually draw that in the book? Yep, said Naruto. Why? Said Shikamaru. I needed to disguise the seal and erase somehow, didn't I? Said Naruto. Well, I guess, said Shikamaru. As Naruto waved with the back of his hand. You have fun with Tamara now. See you when I get back, he said. Shikamaru pulled a cigarette as he lighted, as he shook his head in disbelief. That man is just something else, he thought to himself. As Naruto made his way towards the market district, as he started to weave through the market, he did not come here to purchase anything, he was just looking around. But there were a lot of unique items that were not in Konoha. But he was in a haste to get back home, as he made his way through the village. Unfortunately, he could not just teleport home. The signal was too weak to focus on. But his speed was a lot greater than the one when he was traveling with Shikamaru with, as he didn't have to wait up for him. He didn't even have to stop for the night as he increased his pace. It didn't take long for the sand to completely disappear, showing grass life as he entered back in the land of fire as he slowed down and moved at a much calmer pace. As his mind was now focused on what Shikamaru had said when they were sleeping in that sandbox. Well, it was a cave, but still. He had no clue what he could do to keep Mikoto loneliness away, but he was sure by the time they meet again, he would already think of something as he continued on his path home. Time skip. As Naruto arrived to the village, as he made his way towards Hokage's tower, when he arrived, he saw Sasuke talking to the receptionist. He, like Naruto, had just returned from a mission, and he was alerting the receptionist that he was here to see Snappy. It didn't seem like she was understanding what he was saying though. All she did was nod, blush, and stare at Sasuke. As Naruto watched Jounin's interaction with him, maybe Sasuke wouldn't leave the village that much if he had someone in the village. Like this girl, Naruto wondered, as Sasuke seemed oblivious to that fact. He was so caught up in his thoughts that he didn't even see Sasuke walk inside the office. As Naruto started to move at a quicker pace. I'm back from my mission, see ya, said Naruto. Hey, wait, Naruto! Someone is already seen the Hokage. But Naruto was already gone. As he reached up with Sasuke at the staircase. As usual, he was indifferent. So, said Naruto, what do you think about Mimirai? Who? Said Sasuke. Mimirai, the receptionist, said Naruto. As Naruto was really confused, how could Sasuke not know the girl's name? She has been working as a Hokage receptionist for quite some time now, and she was quite talkative and friendly. Naruto, the chatterbox that he was, had held some long conversation with her, as he knew her very well. It surprised him that Sasuke didn't know her name. That's her name. That was all that Sasuke said. Anyway, said Naruto, shaking it off. What do you think of her? She seems not to be all there, said Sasuke. She was just preoccupied, said Naruto. But that's not what I'm talking about. She's kind of cute, don't you think? As he poked Sasuke with his elbow, trying to get a reaction, Sasuke put a hand where he was hit, as he gave Naruto a squinted eye. Why are you asking me this? I'm just looking out for you, bro, you know? You mean you're trying to play matchmaker for me, he said. Nah, man. I'm just trying to open your eyes a bit to possibilities and opportunities. I don't need your help to find someone. Besides, she's not my type. How come? She's a civilian, and she's not built like how I would like. Naruto slapped his forehead as he remembered something. Oh yeah, I forgot that you like muscular girls, with chest hair and a pipe between your legs, he said. Sasuke got visibly offended by that. Well, why don't you go after her, he said. Naruto scanned his head for an answer, but he couldn't find one that Sasuke would accept. But Mimura was a nice girl, and a good looker too. But he had no desire to pursue her romantically. I'm good, said Naruto. Sasuke accepted the answer, as he didn't want to talk about the current subject. As he arrived towards the door, as Naruto pushed the door open, Granny, said Naruto. Lady Hokage, said Sasuke. Sasuke, Tsunade said a nod. As she turned her head, Brat, she said. Another successful mission for me. Although, I can't say the same for him, given his track record. My mission was also a success. Glad to hear it, boys. I would like to hear a report from the both of you when you get the chance. Sasuke, I take it you want another mission. If that is possible, Lady Hokage. It is. I left one open for you, she said. She pulled out the drawer, and pulled out a scroll as she tossed it to him. He caught it, and put it in his pouch. As with that he left. Naruto watched him. Never take a day off, does he? Well, the only days he take off are the ones I make mandatory. He has a great work ethic, but if I don't force him to take days off, he will run himself into the ground, said Tsunade. Yeah, he's always away from home. Mikoto tell me that he's usually out the door before the sun is even up. Tsunade looked towards Naruto. You've spoken to Mikoto? Oh, yeah. Sasuke invited me to his house recently, and I had a chance to meet her. Why are you surprised? Well, she has mostly kept to herself since the massacre. I'm probably the only one who spent most time with her. But my time is limited, being the Hokage and all, she said. Well, she sure has kept to herself before I met her. I didn't even know what she looked like, said Naruto. It's quite sad. She used to be so outgoing and happy, much more than the average Uchiha. Tsunade had a distant and melancholy look in her eyes, like she was remembering the old days. I'm sure she will perk up soon. Everyone have their dark days, but the sun rises for everyone. Anyway, do I have any missions lined up? No, there aren't any at the moment that require your unique skill set. When one come around, I'll be sure to call you, she said. Sounds good. See you then, Granny, said Naruto. Have a good one, Naruto, she said, as he left. As Naruto came upon a similar situation, with Sasuke talking to Mimura. This time, he actually seemed to be holding a conversation with her. He was not just reporting in. As Naruto smiled, thinking that his words had reached the stubborn Uchiha. When Sasuke saw Naruto there, he ended his conversation with Mimura, but he still said his thanks. As Naruto caught up to him and placed a hand on his shoulder. So, still not your type, he said. She's nice, said Sasuke. What does that mean, said Naruto. Could he be more vague? Exactly what it means. She's nice, said Sasuke. As Naruto sighed, I'm not sure where to go from here. Well, home is a good start. Good idea. I need to get out of this desert gear before the sand starts to scrape away my skin. You stopping at your house before skipping town, Naruto asked. Yeah, but only for a moment. I need to grab supplies. Well, see you when you get back for your mission. Till then, said Sasuke, as Naruto patted him on the back as they split apart. As Naruto flashed home, ready to get out of this sand gear. As Naruto started to unwrap, as sand was falling from his clothing down to his floor. By the time he was finished wrapping, there was sand all over the floor. As he took off his boots and turned them upside down. Damn, I'm making a damn sandcastle in my bathroom, he thought to himself. He really should have done this outside. He looked towards the window as he opened it. He used wind chakra to gather the sand and push it through the window. As he just hopped in the shower. After he was done, he got dressed. An idea had popped in his head for what to do with Mikoto. With that, he made his way to the Uchiha district, where his new friend waited for his return. As he arrived and knocked on the door, it only took a moment as she opened the door with a smile on her face. Hey Mikoto, is Sasuke here? He knew that his walk over, and not to mention his shower, gave Sasuke plenty of time left for his mission, but he just wanted to be, well, 100% sure. He left about 15 minutes ago. It's just you and me now, she said. If it was a different circumstances, that sentence that she just said would have carried so many different meaning, but it wasn't a different circumstances yet. Great, can I come in? I have some things to talk about. She stepped to the side as Naruto came in. As he went towards the couch, she turned towards him fully, waiting for him to speak. I'm free for the rest of the day, said Naruto. But as I said before, there will be days, weeks even, when I won't be around to spend time with you. But the days I'm available, we can do really fun things together, so the time won't be so unbearable when I'm not around. What kind of fun things, she said. Well, all sorts really. Experiencing new things, doing unique things, anything that will be fun to do. All to enjoy herself, keep herself happy through the downtime. So what do you say? Is that something that you want to do? He asks. That sounds great, but aren't we limited to only do things in private? I don't like the attention I get at crowded places in general. And I don't think that being seen spending time with someone else's mother is good for your well-being, especially if news made it to Sasuke. You're right, I did not thought about that, said Naruto, as he mulled it over in his mind as the idea popped in his head. Why don't we use the transformation jutsu to disguise us then? If we look like forgettable civilians, we can do whatever we want. I think that just might work, she said. Know that we don't have to worry about what we can and cannot do. What do you have planned for tonight? I thought I can take you to the movies. After that, we can get something to eat, said Naruto. She smiled. I haven't seen a movie in a long while. It should be fun. Great. As he stood from the couch and offered his hand to help her up. Let's see how this goes. Not so fast, mister, she said. We still have to disguise ourselves. Oh yeah, right, said Naruto. As the both of them brought their hands up, there was a poof as smoke covered their forms. Two new unrecognizable people were standing there when the smoke cleared away. Each of them looked at each other as they judged each other's technique. As Naruto lost his whisper marks, he looked to be middle-aged, brown hair, and brown eyes. She had brown hair, and she also had pale eyes now. Her age stayed similar to her own, but she looked nothing like her actual appearance. They both wore dull civilian clothing, so they wouldn't draw attention to themselves. Looking good, said Naruto with a smile. You too. Are you ready? She said. As Naruto offered her his arm, as she snaked her arm around his. With that they made their first night out in the town. It was wonderful, as Naruto sneaked in commentaries when the move was happening, as he left her in stitches because of the laughing that she had to do. After the move was over, they went to his favorite ramen spot, as they eat quietly there, only talking amongst themselves, as they pay, and with that they left. The occasional street light became non-existent as it was getting late, as they made their way back to the Uchiha compound. But their night together had to end, as Naruto stood outside the house. So, how do you think tonight went? He said. I had a great time. It was nice to go out to some place other than a bar. I'm glad. It was fun for me too. Was it good enough to do something like this next time? He said. I would love to, she said. Fantastic. Thanks for letting me do this with you, Mikoto, he said. I should be the one thanking you. Without your help, I would be sitting in my house alone, she said. Well, I would do anything to help out a friend, he said. She leaned in closer as she curled her finger for him to come closer. She gave him a quick peck on the cheek as she placed a warm hand on his face. I hope the next time will be better, she said. Good night, Naruto, she said, with a giggle. Good night, Mikoto, he said, a bit flustered, as the door slowly closed, as his hand was left on his cheek. As Naruto spun on his heel, as he paused though as he looked at the ominous darkness in the Uchiha compound. As he flashed away, time skip. The first going out was so fun that they did it a second time and a third and a fourth. They would spend time together whenever Sasuke was out of the village or when Naruto was not on a mission, as they became their personas, playing their part as a loving couple. But they were playing it a bit too well, like it wasn't acting anymore. The first time a waiter suggested the two were in a relationship, he almost tripped over himself, trying to find an excuse or something, but he just nodded and went with it, and he started to play the part. She also became comfortable with the front, holding his hand as he walked through the busy Konoha streets. Tonight was going to be one of their night out, but this was not going to be a normal one. Her birthday was coming up soon, something that he had learned on their many times out. And Naruto was going to make it really special. First of all, he was going to take her to one of the high-ranking restaurants, the highest within Konoha. He hoped that she would enjoy it. Truthfully, he hoped that the both of them would enjoy it. He had never been to a place as fancy as this one, and he was hoping to get his money worth. As he was walking to the rendezvous spot, already transformed, but now he was wearing a formal attire, black tuxedo with a black tie. He wasn't technically wearing it. It was a part of a transformation. He was at the market district and he stood out like a sore thumb, wearing the tuxedo. As he arrived, she was happy to see him, but she seemed confused by his attire. She gave him a hug though, as she asked him, what was the suit about? It's for where we're going tonight. It's one of those 5-star places in the rich district. Really? She gasped, astonished at them going there. Which one? She said. I got no clue how to pronounce the name, so I'll spare your ears and not butcher it. But I know what the building looked like, he said. What about my outfit? She said. Go for anything you like, as long as it's fancy enough to not get you kicked out. After all, transformations give you a lot of artistic freedom. Then why did you go for the suit number 1? She asked. Would you rather me dress in a bright orange? He said. Because I can do that if you like. Oh no thanks, she said. Is it clear? As Naruto focused on nature and Gerontian. No spine eyes here except for mine, he said. Go ahead and show me what you have in mind. There was another poof as Naruto waited in curiosity. As the blank civilian clothing were replaced by a black dress, cut off at the shoulders and ended right at her knees. It was eye-catching, and her curves filled out very well. You look beautiful, he said. Perfect for where we're going. Thank you, she said. I thought about what I used to wear back when. Forgot when I used to go out to extravagant places. Well, if you look remotely as good as you do right now, then I bet you had a lot of trouble fending off all the guys fawning over you. Well, not exactly, she said. Fukaku did a really good job scaring them off. Well then, I'll have to do the same tonight, he says. He placed that in his pocket as he stuck out his elbow to her, as she linked her arms to his. Let's be off then. We have a whole night ahead of us. They catch many eyes as they walk, but they did not pay attention to any of them. As they spoke to each other, their conversation carried on until they finally arrived. This sits and Naruto as he walked up to the glass door and he opened it, as she stepped inside, as he closed it behind him gently. He really didn't want to pay for a shutter door. As he walked toward the staff member at the front desk. Good evening, reservations. He was a rather burly man with a mustache. Mikoto and Naruto wondered if this guy was in the right place. An underground fighting arena suited him most. Oh yeah, 2 under the name Narumi. The man put on a rather small pair of glasses as he flipped through the folder on his desk. Ah yes, he said, right this way, as he led them through the dining area, as Naruto was impressed by it all. As they were brought down to their seating area, it was separated from the others by a well-decorated flourish of bushes. I will be back shortly with the menus. With that, the hulking man left them alone. So, Narumi, where did you come up with that? I combined our first names. I know it's not originals, but I didn't have a whole lot of time coming up with a last name, with making reservations. Oh, don't worry. It's better than what I would have come up with, she said. This place is really something else, huh? Have you ever been here before? Well, not to this one in particular, but I've been to similar places. This one has impressed me the most though. Are you sure that you're okay in spending this much? Well, I would pay more if it meant making you happy, said Naruto, as that made her blush heavily. Thinking like that will leave you sleeping in the street, she said, as her foot brushed up against his. The jolly giant then returned back to their table as he set down 2 menus. Here are your menus. Any questions? Yeah, I don't think I ever caught your name. Oh, my mistake. I am Biff. Biff? Is it like a family name? Oh yes, my father's name was Biff, and his father too. Actually, all male in my family share the same name. Well, that must cause a lot of confusion in the holidays, said Naruto. It certainly does, but we honor traditions that has been with us since as long as we can remember. What happens if you don't get another boy in the family to name Biff? If it's a girl, she will name Biffany, as has all the other girls in our lineage has been named. As Naruto was having trouble keeping a straight face. So where are you from, Biff? Biffowania? No, Kusa, said Biff. The answer was so simple, but yet the man dropped his head. Biff? Said Naruto, as he wondered what was going on. The man's head shot up, as his eyes were in rage. His mustache seemed to curl up. Is it something we said? Go, said Biff, as the two were inclined to do so, as they made their way to where they came from. As the woman was standing there, Biff get oftenly protective of his family tradition, but that is why he works here. As Naruto noticed a woman named Tag, Biffany. Family owned, said Naruto, as the woman nodded. Have a good night, you two. As the two exited the restaurant. What just happened, said Mikoto. I'm not quite sure myself, but it seems that we got kicked out. But I do know one thing. We still need to get something to eat. I know exactly where to go. That's 2 things, but I'm with you. 2 ramen, said Naruto. This night keep on getting weirder, said Mikoto as Naruto pulled her along. As Naruto couldn't believe it. No. No, he screamed. As the stand was shut down for the night. That's right. The old man said that he will be shutting down early today. How can I forget, said Naruto. As he sank to the ground in despair. Well, what are we gonna do now? As Naruto jumped back on his feet. I was planning on eating here and showing you a pretty good view. But I think we can do the old-fashioned thing. And have a picnic. Pick up some things on our way there. What do you think? Fine with me, she said. Where are we going? Don't worry. You're gonna love it when you see it. The view is great, he said. He continued his talk with her, but he kept himself from saying where exactly we're going. He just gave her enticing details that provoke anticipation inside of her. As they entered the grocery store. As they stood side by side as they looked through the wine on the shelf. Naruto had no idea what he was looking for. He was never a man for wine. As he hoped that she could help him out. As she saw his look, she reached out as she pulled a bottle. With a golden label and a golden cork. As she showed to Naruto, who dumbly nodded. An extravagant night tonight, you two. The clerk asked. Well, it hasn't gone exactly as planned. But we're working with what we got, said Naruto. I've enjoyed my time so far. It can only get better from here, said Mikoto. As they bought plastic cups as well. Well, have a good one, you two, he said. As he handed the bag to Naruto. Thank you. Good night. The both of them said as Naruto opened the door as she stepped out. As he stepped out as well. The moon was full of shine as he made their way to his spot. Their path was flanked by dense forest on both sides. It cleared up into an open field. As he walked, Mikoto realized they were on the edge of Hokage's monument. She could see every single light from the village sparkle. It's really beautiful, she said. She found the Uchiha district easily, but that was because it had no light pollution. Seeing its darkness gave her a bitter, sweet smile. I knew that you would like it. Why don't you take a seat? As he sat down and sat beside him. As she sat beside him. As the both of them poured the wine. As Mikoto watched him as he took his first sip of wine ever. As she watched his face twisted into several different shapes before he looked into the cup. Sorry about getting us kicked out of the restaurant. She hadn't even think about that. She had been too preoccupied having fun walking with him and just talking. Oh no, it's fine. Is it though? Your birthday is coming up soon, and I kind of ruined a potential amazing experience. No way, she said. What we're doing right now is an experience I would rather have. I've been to plenty of fancy places and they're all the same. I've never done something like this, however, and I can say that this is a better experience than what you get from those places. Really? Said Naruto. Yep. This is already one of the most memorable birthday celebrations I ever had. She watches his down mood quickly spring back up, as his face curled up into a smile. Well, I'm glad I could give this to you, he said, as he took another drink. His face stayed twisted once again. Even though he was new to it, he found himself taking more sips. So, when's the last time you drink wine out of a solo cup, he said. As he had dropped his illusion, so did she. As they were at such a remote place. I don't think I ever have, she said. Her family status kept her away from improper alcohol drinking, and not to mention the bars did not have plastic cups either. Well, there's a first to everything, said Naruto. Cheers, he said. Cheers, as they knocked their cup together. As Naruto was drinking, he was looking at her, as the moonlight seemed to just bask on her features. This was the first that he had seen her without disguise on one of their outings. As he just looked at her, how beautiful she was. His hand came up and brushed a stray hair from her face, and somehow he found himself cuffing her cheek. Her eyebrow raised in surprise, as Naruto felt a bit awkward in the silence. You're incredibly beautiful. Did you know that? As he felt his own face flush a bit, the alcohol was giving him a bit more boost than what he usually had. As she snuggled up against his hand. You're very handsome for a boy your age, she said, as Naruto found himself leaning closer. As he looked at her, his mind flipped through the memories they have shared over the past 3 months. She was a wonderful, amazing person to be around, he had learned. He may have started to do this out of empathy, but now he was doing it because he wanted to. You know, he said as she focused, I've really enjoyed these outings we had together. You're such an amazing person to be around, and I can't wait until I get back from missions to see you once again. I've had some great times with you, and I can't wait to experience some more. Why wait, she said. He had no time to ponder her words as she moved forward and caressed his lips with her own. As he leaned into it, and soon, the both of them were exploring each other's mouths. They went like that until they couldn't breathe, as they had to separate, gasping for air. The way her pitch-black eyes stared into his made him want to jump right back in. A chilling breeze swept over the both of them as she trembled a bit. "Let's get out of the cold," he said, as he pulled her close. As she felt the tugging sensation, they appear in Naruto's living room already making out, as they collapsed right on top of his couch. As she broke the kiss and ripped his mesh shirt off completely and threw it to the side. As Naruto tried to unbutton her shirt in his haste, it was getting too much as he simply ripped it. All the buttons came flying off, as Naruto was captivated by her chest. As she whispered in his ear, "I need you right now," she said. As that got Naruto snap into attention, and all hell broke loose. Moments later, their breathing was labor. The both of them were drenched with sweat. As they were on the floor, as she was on his chest, their chests moving up and down at a fast rate. As their bodies started to calm down, as she listened to his heartbeat, they lay there for a long moment. As Naruto stared to the ceiling, relishing the warmness on his body. The both of them stayed there for so long they ended up falling asleep. Right there. Time skip. As Naruto woke up, the first thing he saw was his ceiling fan that was still spinning. He had forgot to turn them off. Well, he was too occupied as he looked down, as Mikoto was still resting on top of him. As Naruto still couldn't believe that he had gotten to this point with her again. After the months had passed, he found himself romantically pursuing her once again. And with the help of the wine last night, it gave him the extra boost to move forward. Her reaction was unexpected, but he was ecstatic that it happened. He was lying here with a woman that he just spent a wonderful night with. What could be better? As he kissed her on top of the head, the action caused her to stir, as she slowly lifted her face up. "Hey beautiful," said Naruto. Still dreary from sleep, she moved her head up, as she planned to kiss on his lips. As she lifted her face away with a smile. "Hi," she said. "Sleep well," he said, as she formulated her thoughts first. "I did, but it doesn't feel like we've been asleep for very long." "Yeah, me too," said Naruto. His eyes were heavy. They stayed a bit longer when he shut them in a blink. As she leaned over to the right side as he slowly picked himself up. He then started to fall as he spread out his arms. He caught himself. As Mikoto let out a small giggle, as she pointed, as Naruto looked towards his jeans that were still down towards his legs as he pulled them up in one quick motion. With that out of the way, he made his way towards the kitchen. As he looked towards the microwave, this appliance and the alarm clock in his bedroom was the only thing that showed the time. He returned back. "It's 3 in the morning," he said. As he looked towards her, the blouse that he had torn apart was not doing a good job at covering anything. Her hair was a mess all over the place. The both of them, to be exact, looked like the definition of sex. "Hey, how about we get our clothes and self-clean up before we go back to bed, and this time we can be in an actual bed," he said. "I would like that," she said. As he showed her to the bathroom, she paused as she arrived. "You want to join me?" she asked. "As much as I want to. I gotta get started on laundry," he said. She pouted. "Alright," she said, as she went inside. "If you will," said Naruto, as she threw the clothing over the railing as he caught each and every one of them. "Thanks, I'll get right to it then." As he heard she turned on the water. A yeep was heard. "Oh, sorry. The water take a while to heat up here. Should have warned you." As Naruto went back to the living room and got everything. As Naruto made his way, his apartment did not have the space for the washer or dryer, but there was a laundry room at the bottom floor. He doubted that anyone was going to be there at 3 in the morning, so he did not hide her clothing. As he descended down the stairs, feeling the cool night air against his torso. As he entered, it was unlocked. As he went to the first machine and threw the clothing in. As he looked around, there was no one here, so he pulled off his pants and threw them in as well. Detergent was splashed in and doors shut with a click. As Naruto returned back to the apartment, as he started to search for the buttons, he found all but one. He lifted up the couch cushions. Not only did he find the button, but he found an instant ramen packet He kept that for later. You never know when you get a ramen carton without any seasoning. As he got needle and thread, he learned how to sew when he was younger, as he started to sew up the button on the blouse. The process was repeated until the last button was fastened on, as he held the blouse up high, looking for anything wrong as he inspected his work. While he scrutinized it, the door to the bathroom opened, as Mikoto stepped in, as she was wearing a towel with another one, drying her hair. "Hey," he said, "I fixed your shirt." She came close and see that what he said was true. As she smiled, she gave him a kiss on the cheek. "Thank you," she said. "No problem. I'm gonna go and check on the clothes. They're probably ready to dry," he said. "In your boxers," she said. "No one's gonna be out there." "I won't be there long though," he said. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. The washer had stopped some time while he was upstairs, as he transferred the clothing to the dryer. As he made his way back, she asked, "Is there anything I can wear while we wait? This towel is soaked and it's getting kind of cold." "Oh yeah, sorry," he said. As he went to his bedroom, he returned back with a shirt and a shorts. "Will these work?" he asked. "They'll be fine," she said. "Thank you." "I'll be taking a shower," he said. "Wait, how long before the clothes are done?" she asked. "Well, there's more clothes than I usually use, so I think they should stay in for a bit longer. I'm just gonna leave them in there till morning. Is that alright with you?" he asked. As she nodded, with a yawn. "Alright, I'll be done soon," he said. Usually, a shower would wake him up, but the warm water seemed to just get him a bit more sleepy. As he got a towel and dried himself off, as he got dressed in his boxers alone, as he found her dozing off sitting on the couch. "Man, I'm tired," he said. "Are you ready for a bed?" "Definitely. I want to sleep in." As he got to his bed, it was a twin-side mattress. She slipped in as he followed her, as he wrapped his arm around her. The room was silent for a while until he spoke. "Hey, Mikoto. What does this make us?" It was a short question, but yet, it carried so much weight behind it. The two had crossed a boundary that would not change back. The question was, what do they do now? As she spoke really fast. "Whatever you wanted to," she said. "Whatever I wanted to?" As his mouth trailed across her neck really slowly, making her shiver a bit. As he kissed his way down her neck, she was flustered from the ordeal as she turned towards him, as she saw him smiling. "That's a rather inviting answer, Michael," he said. "Not the right one though." "I want to know, what do you want this to be?" he said, as he saw that she was thinking about it a lot. Many thoughts running through her mind. "What I want this to be," she said, "isn't possible." "What do you mean?" said Naruto. "Whatever you need, I'm sure I can make this work. I want to be a family again," she said, as Naruto never expected her to say that at all. As she elaborated, her hand trailed against his arm. "I want to wake up in a room shared by a lover," she said. "I want my son to be a happy man, not the workaholic that he has become. I want him to love life and be comfortable enough to confide in me, and others as well. He carries burdens alone, like he doesn't know that I'm here for him as well. I need him to trust me again. I want to wake up every day and enjoy life. All of us, like how it used to be. I know that you were never a part of what it was back then, but you are now," she said. There was a smile on her face, but tears were in her eyes. She missed the way things were. Everything that was stripped away from her all those years ago. He could understand the family part as he reached out for every semblance of family that he could get anywhere. He wanted a family just as much as her beside him. "Mikoto," he said, "I promise. I'll make it happen." She shook her head. "But you can't," she said. "You can't throw your life away from me. You have so much ahead of you. I don't want to take away your life for my selfishness." He shook his head finally, found himself to disagree with her for once. "You're not taking anything away from me. I want to do this because..." His mind flashed back to the past 3 months, to all the times that they have shared together. The laugh, the good times, the experiences. He wanted to continue to have them with her. "Because I love you," said Naruto. "It's not a waste of my life to be with the one I love," he said. Her eyes widened as she looked at him for a full minute. Say that again," she said. Her voice sounded disbelieving. "I said, I love..." He couldn't get to finish the sentence. Her lips collided with his own for a long, passionate Mako session, before she pulled away. "I love you too," she said. The widest smile split his face as he pulled her into a comfortable position in his arms. "I'm going to do it all for you," he said, "because it's a promise of a lifetime." "You don't know how much it's mean to me," she said. if it's anything like how much it means to me. I have an idea. Now since that's squared away, let's get some sleep, okay? As she nodded, as they fell asleep in each other's arms. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new series over on Anime King 3 of What If Naruto was sent to a parallel multiverse. And enjoy that guys, over on Anime King 3. And remember, for anyone this is the first time hearing my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all for helping and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about to all of you. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.